Hey guys, this is a quick video showing you, you've seen videos of my green go-kart. It's a Murry Explorer and it's seen better days. I bought it off a kid who liked to abuse it, and about 2 years ago during a family reunion I was having letting the kids ride it. A stick got stuck in the throttle cable and it stuck wide open, and the kids bailed and it went into a tree, and that's why that front piece got all caved in like that. What I'm trying to do is upgrade this thing, make it a little bit better than what it is. It's got a Tecumseh motor in it, which is kind of crappy. Right now I'm trying to find a carburetor. There's a carburetor out there supposed to be able to be adjustable, and I'm going to try to get it and see if I can't work with this motor. Right now when this thing warms up, it wants to idle about 100 miles an hour, and I can't have that. It's got the torque converter system on it, which works really good. I use turf tamer tires on this, and it works good in the yard. This one's big enough to work with adults and everything, so that's what I like about it. A trick I did yesterday, since I've been working on it, is I added this bracket right here, which is a little hook that comes up, goes around this tubing, and I hold it in place with a pipe clamp. Comes down, it has adjustable. There's a lock nut right there, a piece of angle iron, and there's a strong spring right here. What it does is hold that lever back on that brake, which keeps this all in a line and keeps it from flopping around. I had problems with that brake lever up there just flopping around. I'm going to put a brace between here. This is what protects the bottom end right here. Yesterday, while I was working on it, I noticed something. I noticed some paint coming off this tubing right here. That's a sign that the tubing is bending and being stressed right there. So right now, being unemployed, I'm kind of broke, so I'm doing things the cheap way. I built some angle iron struts to take this second piece right here and combine it with that piece to do a double tube, make the frame stronger. I'm going to tie this tubing in with this one to make for a stronger frame. Now you can see how this piece, I didn't do this, but somebody had done some welding and stuff. And all I did was take some angle iron and stuff that I had. I got my MIG welder loaned out to a buddy of mine in town, so I'll take this over maybe next week if I'm done, and weld a lot of these in and strengthen all this up. Let me think. I took the seat off because the seat was falling apart. As you can see right here, it's got a good frame, which I like. The existing seat is falling apart. I'll just find me another piece of wood, and I have a big cushion off an old couch inside the barn. I'll take that and I'll take a new piece of marine grade vinyl, and what I'll do is I'll cut that piece of foam out the size of that piece of wood. Then I'll match up my holes so they'll bolt into these holes here. And I'll put the bolt through and then put a nut on it with a big washer and lock it in place. That way when I'm tightening on it right there, it won't sit there and spin on me. And then when I get the foam cut out the right size, I'll just fold that marine grade vinyl over, and you can see where the staples are all around the edge. It's real easy to do. I've done these quite a few times on different go-karts and stuff. Now here's the backrest. The foam was collapsed on it. The backrest itself is still in decent shape, and there's a zipper down there, so I may open it up and see if I can't salvage it. Save some money right now. I'm going to try to take this existing piece that I had cut off and work with it somehow to make it work back on this thing again. You can see that I had this spring on here to keep this brake from flopping around, but you can see how tight that thing is, which I like. Now I had a bunch of you can see this foam on here. This is pipe insulation foam, and I just took Gorilla Tape and wrapped it in all areas, but right now I just took it off so I could work with this thing. This looks to be a really good go-kart. It doesn't seem to be tore up in too many places. I'm going to put a brace right here because there's one up here where this comes in and ties into that. I'm going to tie into it right here. I also plan on putting a piece of angle iron from here down to here and tie it into here on the steering column to strengthen all that in. I got a bumper off an ATV over at the ATV salvage place. Now there's some brackets that were right there and there. I cut them off and right there. Now what I'm doing is I'm notching this section out. That way it'll slide over the front axle tube right here. It'll come out and stick out in front of the wheels, which I needed. That's where most of the impacts are going to happen. I'm going to figure out a way to tie it into the front to the tubing, and then somehow figure that out, how to tie all that in too. Eventually, I'd like to get rid of that motor, go with one of them, like I say, about a 13 horse electric start motor over there at Harbor Freight. They seem to last pretty good. These motors, if they have a non-adjustable carburetor, and that's a problem with it. And I'm going to try to see if I can find an adjustable carburetor. If I can't, then that motor's got to go. But it's got nice plastic covers over the right here is a right here is the torque converter system, and there's a jack shaft that goes up underneath this and it goes down to the axle. But I'd like to get some sort of motor that's electric start on it. Now this one's got seat adjusters right here. I took these off and I got them sitting in the vise, and I've got oil running through them because they locked up. That's a problem when you do off-roading and you have seat adjusters, they get locked up. But I'm taking this top tubing, had a problem that it would just bounce around all over the place, and that's why I'm kind of tying this all in and doing stuff like that. But these are neat little tricks. I guess if anybody's got one of these, I don't know if I'm going to leave these here or not, or cut them off. I'm not sure. You know, I normally run slime in my tires, and I keep them pumped up. It's around 20 psi. Yeah, maybe not that high, but keep them pumped up and put some slime in them, and it'll keep them up for a long time. But you can see the brake bracket system right there. There's the adjuster, and it has a spring on it, so that was kind of strange. But I had that piece I put behind it to make it fit in. But there's two tubes that come down that keep everything out of the brakes and out of the sprocket. I'm going to put a brace on that to help support that. This one has a nice roll cage overhead, nice cushion right there to keep your head from slapping too much. Like I said, if I can get that motor to adjust out with that carburetor, I'll feel better. I haven't been able to find any tubing around town like this, or I'd try to do the notching bit. It would be a booger to do it. I mean, imagine in this area with these multiple angles trying to notch all this out to get it to fit in. That's where I'm pretty good with the angle iron on that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be effective. When I did this piece, I tested this by moving this around, and it was surprising on how effective that worked. And that overhead piece too, if I get it to tie in just right, it'll be really effective in strengthening this all up too. But I got a piece right there I'm going to tie in right here to effectively make this part of the frame, which it wasn't before. And the reason that Murry did that is just for cost, but build me a nice go-kart that's going to last a long time, be big enough for adults and stuff. But maybe I think I'll do another video after I get through all this stuff. But today I'm just going to work on it. Got a decent pretty day. I finally got this up on these sawhorses, and I use that motor lift right there, the cherry picker, and because I'm bad about throwing my back out on stuff like that, but you know, that's where that will help out on there. But just this is a good video to give you ideas and stuff on what to do, and kind of give you progress on what I'm doing. I'm just a mad scientist doing things. Anyhow, I hope y'all enjoy this, and y'all keep watching. There's a lot of good information stuff here, so we'll catch y'all later. Bye.